The name of this next horse is Hoof-Hearted, but listen to the call.
Hoof-Hearted on the extreme outside. Colorado Co-Ed, Toast a Dozen on the inside. Questers Jet, Hoof-Hearted on the outside, it's close. Hoof-Hearted in the winner's circle.
¡Claro que sí! ¡Ay, ja, ja! ¡Sí, señor!
What is up, odd people? What my voice is all cracking and shit. Anyways, this is another episode of Hoof-Hearted. Max is with me. Max, what's up, dude?
What's going on? How's it going? What's popping? And cracking.
Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies.
Exactly. Let's go get some. But yeah, how's it going, man? What's been popping for you?
Nothing, dude. Just I went to the lawyer today, and I'll leave it at that. But I've been doing Uber, so that's cool.
How's that going for you?
That's fine. Yeah, like no complaints. Like I dig it. I do really wish I had a different car though, and I'm kind of like, gas is ridiculous. So
yeah,
I really wish that I still had my hybrid, but I'll say this, with those cloth seats that I had in the hybrid, that car was gonna stink. So like it was bad. It was an old car, so I want to get another car. I don't know if I would rather get a hybrid or if I'd rather get an electric car, but I'd like to have something that's gonna be a little more cost effective. Nah, I don't want to get a Tesla. Teslas are so fucking expensive, dude. It's super expensive, and I know that the range on them is really good, but no, I think I honestly, like, I'd rather get, like, I've been looking at the Ioniq 5, which is a Hyundai. Like, I like that one. It's kind of like a crossover SUV. And then I also like the Bolt EUV, which is also it's not really a crossover. It's more like a hatchback. It really looks more like my old hybrid that I had. But the Bolt EUV, they're like, this was the last year, so 23 was like the last model. So I might be able to find one cheap in a couple years. So I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how long I'm going to be doing this. Also depends on what's going to happen with work. So we'll see. I don't want to make any kind of investment in anything without knowing what the future is going to be like. But other than that, man, I'm good. I haven't done much of anything. And also too, tomorrow, as like today, as we're recording this, I got something set up tomorrow. I'm actually going to be, remember I'm going to be on a podcast. So it's not it's not a huge podcast. All right, so that link that I sent you to that podcast. Yeah, he's I'm gonna be on his podcast. So he actually gave us a shout out. He doesn't have a bunch of listeners, but he's on YouTube only. Yeah. Anyways, his the podcast is called The Bartenders Anonymous. So we're planning on being on it, like hooking up and over the web to just chit chat, see what's up. So he's just started. He hasn't been doing it for very long. He's got 19 episodes, and on the 19th episode, he actually ended up giving us a little shout out. So, but he's been talking about having like guests on the show, and I thought, hey, man, you know what? I'll reach out and see if he'd be interested in talking. So, so we're planning on doing that tomorrow. And then also, I got set up. I'm going to be on another podcast, but it won't be for quite a while. And I don't know when it's gonna be put out there on air, but it's actually an astrology podcast. So like doing like what your sign is and shit like that. So figure that should be fun. And right. And also too, I know I think I've told you about them. And we're trying to set it up a time for me to be on Art and Jacob Do America.
Oh shit, for sure.
Yeah, so hopefully we can hopefully I could get out there and get on a bunch of different podcasts and spread out the good word of the Hoof Hearted podcast. So, at the very least I get to be on some different shows and fuck around on there and have some fun and I don't know if their audience would be down for our shit, but whatever, man, who cares? They could choose to listen or not. So it's all good. But that's about it, man. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get on some other podcasts and just kind of branch out and what is it called? Networking. Trying to do some networking. That's what I'm trying to do. And then that's about it. I got time, so I should do it before I end up having to go back to work or whatever. So what have you been up to, dude?
Just fucking hanging out, trying to sell shit. Be doing that on the side and getting out of my job.
Oh yeah, trying to sell shit so you don't have to work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is my side business. So I mean, I need to focus on that over someone else's bullshit that they just pay me barely over minimum for. So, and then not even the proper hours. They can just suck my bad nut over there, my left one.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why I know it's my bad one.
Wait, what?
So my left nut's my bad one. They could suck it.
Oh, okay. Your bad. How is it bad? Like it smells funny? Like you have one ball that's like worse than the other?
Yeah, exactly. It hangs a little lower and it kind of puts off a little stink. Yeah.
Take the way you said that. Just. I don't know why it's so funny to me. Just the way you said it.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it just puts off a little stink. Like you just said it so like just so matter of fact, dude. Like that's what it is. I believed you. Like that's how funny it was. I just believed you.
I mean, when you pinch and roll down there for an itch, my right side smells a little better than my left. So I mean, that's just what I'm.
Gotcha. Well, you should have that looked at for sure.
Yeah, I need to figure something out. But when I had it checked a few years back, and they didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they just told you to hang a car air freshener.
They told me to grab essential oils every day and just rub it, but it didn't get better, so it's all good.
Yeah, well,
there's some peppermint.
Oh my god,
it's
dude,
not like that'd be doing anything.
Burns so much.
Yeah.
But anyways, so in keeping with the theme, we're still in October, and and also I
thought you were gonna say my theme of nuts.
No, that'll be for Thanksgiving or something. I don't know. We're in October. It's the spooky time of year, and I just went and spent $200 on fucking costumes for the kids. So goddamn expensive, dude. That's fucking ridiculous. $200. Dumb. Anyways, so we're keeping with the spooky theme. And these are kind of spooky. I think if what we're talking about, I think if you actually ran across any of these things, you might be scared. And we are talking about cryptids today. Now, also too, I wanted to let you know, Max, that I got a message from Rowan, not a voice message. He
Huh.
just texted me, and he said he likes the themes. So thanks, Rowan, for that. He's been enjoying the witches and the ghosts and stuff like that. I told him he needs to call the phone number. The phone number is 661-379-0020. He needs to call the phone number, and he needs to tell us the fucking ghost story that, like the ghost shit that happened at Rusty's, because he was there. So I want him to say it in his own words. Yeah, but do that, Rowan. Please call us at 379-0020. Area code 661. Do that first. So 661-379-0020. Call us, the Hoof Hearted Podcast. Leave a message. And that'd be fantastic. Or you could text us. You could text us at that number too. It's not that hard. Super easy. Or you could contact us on Instagram. I'm Doc Farted on Instagram. Mex is the _Mexalorian on Instagram. You could contact us at Hoofhearted Podcast on Instagram. You could check out our email address, which is hoofheartedpod@gmail.com. So do one of those things. Talk to us. I did tell another person, a couple other people about our podcast. Some of them, I don't think that they'll listen, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Some
from driving, or
from driving. Some riders. I think we need to make those cards, dude. I got to look into it. I'm gonna look into it, see how much it'll cost us to make some cards, and then
I was thinking about that today actually, because my next bigger event in LA would be the beginning of November, so I was hoping to get it by then. That way I could be passing them around in LA at that time.
Yeah. It'd be better for you because you go to events, so it'd be good for you, have a ton of cards to just kind of hand out. For me, I don't have that many people, so and then I'm definitely not gonna hand it out to people who, are douchebags or anything. So
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, we did have some
what? Can we pause it for 1 second? Sorry.
Sure, yeah, go ahead, go for it. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and, while he's away, I'm gonna play some messages that we got.
Hey guys, this is the Burrito. I just listened to your most recent podcast about ghosts. I also listened to your episode before.
You doing voicemails?
Yeah, I'm doing voicemails. You cool with that? All right, I'm gonna do the voicemail. Here we go.
That about cartoons. I may call a separate message about that, but I figure I'd call and let you know about my experience. Excuse the noise. I'm currently at work at the moment, and so I apologize about that. So when I was a kid, I'll say, and again, this time frame might be a little off. 4th and 6th grade. We'll just leave it at that. I had an aunt that lived in a house that was haunted. And I think I might have told Doc this story in the past when we worked together. I was there at a time. Well, let me give you just a quick backstory. So the house that they lived in, I want to say it was built in the 40s or 50s, and they had specially made it for a family that was living at the time. They had a child that had cancer. It was terminal cancer, if I remember. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but they had the living room specifically built a certain size because they had a hospital bed, and all the stuff that you need for someone to, be in a hospital, essentially. And so I guess the kid was terminally sick, and the kid ended up dying in the house. And it was always something that I heard from my mom and aunts and uncles on my mom's side that the house was haunted. And it happened to me once, and again, it's one of those things that I don't know if someone was fucking with me or if it was a real thing. But I was up one night. My cousins were asleep, and I was up because I just couldn't sleep. And I heard a knock on the door. And it was maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember. But Okay, so I open the door, and the funniest thing is I didn't see a shadow. I was like, all right, whatever, I didn't pay attention to it. And then I open the door, there's no one there. And it's just like, huh. So I'm freaked out. So that didn't help things. And yeah, I ended up staying up the entire night. It was pretty rough. Pretty rough going. So, and then I remember going home, telling my mom, and I guess you can say she just kind of laughed it off. And I'm just like, okay. So I just kind of never went any further than that. And like I said, I think I told Doc the story. I told my wife the story, and yeah. There is another one, but I know this message is kind of long, so maybe I will call back another time and describe that one to you guys as well. So, but yeah, as usual, I love your guys' work. Just keep it up. And like I said, maybe I'll call back and I'll leave another message about the cartoons and my ghost story. Anyway, take care, you guys, and can't wait for your next episode.
Okay. Thanks, Burrito. He told a ghost story or some kind of story of like.
You hear me?
Yeah. Were you able to hear it?
No, but
Okay,
hell yeah, Burrito. No, my mic was being stupid, so I was trying to see if you could hear me or not.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, he was just talking about a time that he had something happen to him at somebody's house, aunt, and he wasn't sure what happened. It seemed unexplainable. I think somebody was fucking with him, but yeah. Anyways, he did leave another one, but I'm gonna go ahead and save that for the next episode, and we'll just leave the voicemails at that for now. So, anyways, but we wanted to go ahead and talk about cryptids, and I want to say what a cryptid is here. So, this is on Wikipedia. Cryptids are animals that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but whose present existence is disputed or unsubstantially disputed or I can't even speak right now. Unsubstantiated by science. There we go. Got the word. Cryptozoology is a pseudoscience which primarily looks at anecdotal stories and other claims rejected by the scientific community. While biologists regularly identify new species following established scientific methodology, cryptozoologists focus on entities mentioned in the folklore, record, and rumor. Entities that may be considered cryptids by cryptozoologists include Bigfoot, Yeti, the Chupacabra, the Jersey Devil, and the Loch Ness Monster, and the Mokele Mbembe. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Scholars have noted that the cryptozoology subculture rejected mainstream approaches from an early date, and that adherents often express hostility to mainstream science. Scholars have studied cryptozoologists and their influence, including the pseudosciences association with young Earth creationism, noted parallels in cryptozoology and other pseudosciences such as ghost hunting and ufology, and highlighted uncritical media propagation of cryptozoologist claims. So that's that. That's what a cryptid is and cryptozoology is. So, and here on Wikipedia, there is a long list of cryptids, and I think Bigfoot and Yeti are the same thing, just different regions. And I would say that those are probably the most well-known cryptids, but I don't, because they're saying animal, right? And some of these animals, I would say Mothman is also a cryptid, but some of these animals are human-like, right? So
Yeah,
it's kind of like, is it really an animal, or So I don't know. It's definitely interesting, but I mean, when I say cryptid, the first thing that pops to my mind always is Bigfoot, and then I think of Mothman. I think of the Jersey Devil. I think of Loch Ness. Those are the things that I think of the most. Chupacabra, I think of that as well. But there are plenty like throughout the world, like plenty of sea creatures or water creatures. There are plenty of land creatures, air creatures. I mean, even the phoenix, I think, could be considered a cryptid. And I think too, like, like it said there, like it's a lot of folklore is involved with it, So like a phoenix could be, that's huge in folklore, but there are people who claim that they've seen it. So, and nowadays, like we can get photographic evidence of stuff, but for some reason, Bigfoot's always blurry anyways. So, which is kind of like, I don't know. I don't get it. Same thing with UFOs, dude. Like we've got these great cameras on our phones, but we cannot get a clear image of anything. Now, at night, I understand because night photos and videos on camera phones, it sucks. But, anyway. But when you think of cryptid, dude, like what is the thing that you first think of?
Now usually like you for Bigfoot, Loch Ness, or the Chupacabra.
Yeah.
When you first brought it up to me, I did think of like different monsters and stuff, or just like random. But I guess thinking about it, it's more, at least more to me, it's like more of the myths of anything of like the world, but also it's like the myths that are creatures.
Yeah.
So like the Loch Ness monster, if it was, just like a myth of a town or some shit, it wouldn't be a cryptid. It'd just be a ghost town or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes a little more sense of what the definition being like a creature, but a humanoid creature, like two, boom.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So stuff like the Yetis and Bigfoot, but Yeti is just a Bigfoot in a different climate, like you said.
Snow Bigfoot.
Yeah, Snowfoot.
Yeah.
Snow Bigfoot.
Okay, so let me ask you this though.
Huh?
Let me ask you this. Pegasus, is that a cryptid?
And dude, because you say that, but like, did you watch this Shazam movie?
No,
the new one.
I did not watch the new one. I did see the Key and Peele sketch where they were talking about cryptid, and they were talking about Pegasus, like there's a Pegasus up on my roof. Yeah, I that, but
actually, I don't think it was in a Pegasus, but it was a unicorn, which is a Pegasus but without wings. But it's funny to me that in that one, or in Shazam, they brought out unicorn as the harbinger of death, essentially, to mythical creatures. Okay. When they brought out the unicorns, they were fucking gothic looking horses with badass fucking like horns. And they tore down every other demonic creature that was unleashed. So if anything, that'd be awesome if Pegasus was real as a cryptid, because that would be, I don't think they'd be peaceful. Like if anything, they'd be like fighting everything or anyone, like thinking anything's a threat because the world's full of sin anyway. So fuck it. Even if it came down as like a godly creature, it'd just be to eradicate everything because everything's just awful right now.
We'll see. Like
one of my opinions, but
okay. So to me though, like I think that like a cryptid. I think that a cryptid is to me. I feel like cryptids should be an animal that there's like an eyewitness account for, right? to me, that's where I would kind of
Okay.
so like I don't know if to me, like I feel like a unicorn or Pegasus would be mythological, right? It's just a mythological creature, and there's no eyewitness accounts of it. Um, you know,
If you're gonna say every little girl's hopes and dreams aren't eyewitness accounts, I don't know what kind of human being you are, man. But
sure,
that's just me. I'm just kidding.
because
No, I was gonna say,
yeah.
are we sure there isn't such accounts though? Because I know, like for one, yeah, it's still mythological, but biblical text reads that the four horsemen come down on horses with wings, don't they?
I don't know. And the other thing too is like that could be
Just
are
misrepresentation.
you taking that literally, or are you taking that like figuratively, right? They could have been coming down on planes, and it just because like
Oh
if
shit!
somebody has a vision, of something and they they don't have a
Seven
frame of
horsemen.
reference, right? Then they're going to describe it the best that they can.
Yeah.
So it could have
Okay.
been
Okay. Okay.
a plane, or it could have been a fucking missile. They just have no frame of reference. The other thing too, though, is like when you go with like the Book of Revelation, like that, a lot of that stuff was like visions that he had. So that wasn't like an actual thing that he saw. Um, an eyewitness account is going to be something that somebody saw in their waking life.
Well, that's why I said mythological still.
Yeah, so I mean that would be, yeah, like, and then the other thing too, like, okay, so nobody's had an eyewitness account of a dinosaur, but according to scientists, the bones exist, so it is therefore an actual creature. But I don't believe it. Go back to dinosaurs are fake, one of our older episodes. I don't believe it, but so I don't, I know that like dinosaurs would be real, air quotes, and even though there's no eyewitness accounts, but with all of these cryptid creatures, there's eyewitness accounts, and then there's no physical evidence other than the eyewitness accounts. And then I mean Bigfoot, of course, there's a bunch of like Bigfoot, like they have the footprints, but nobody's been able to prove it scientifically. Nobody's been able to prove it. And then with
Mm-hmm.
anything that doesn't have an eyewitness account, but there's a story of, I feel like that's mythological. So you're looking at like, if you're looking at like creatures like from like the like Greek myths and shit like that, like Pegasus, yeah, that's a myth. And I don't know if I would really consider that a cryptid. But then you have something like the Phoenix. The Phoenix I would consider like a myth, but there's been people recently, I think, within like the last 20, 30, 50 years, whatever, around there, that have claimed to see a phoenix. So like a flaming bird. And so that would, to me, like that would end up putting it into like the cryptid category. So, that's just that's my opinion on what I think cryptids
Did the
are.
definition did it not say mythological too? Though? About it.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see here. It's just said that they're animals that may exist somewhere in the wild, but the present
Oh,
existence
okay,
is
okay, okay.
disputed by unsubstantiated science. So, I mean, it really is mostly just um, you know, it's just claims that there's these animals, right? And most of the time it's people who've seen it. But I say we go ahead and dig into some of these some of these.
I'm on a different page. This one's called cryptids.fandom.com. Unicorns on here, motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, well,
It is, but
I mean,
that's not a real picture.
you don't say. Yeah. Well, you know, and then the other thing too, man, you think about this, like think about how many.
It's just an ice cream cone glued onto a horse. But sorry, go on.
And for the record, a Pegasus is just a winged horse. It doesn't have a horn like a unicorn.
Oh, it doesn't?
No. Some of the drawings of unicorns have wings. Some of the, you know, but
yeah, I think that's where I probably got my mix up. Yeah. Unicorns could have wings, but Pegasus don't have horns.
Pegasus just as far as I remember. But I wanted to talk about like some of these extinct animals, right? Like there's animals in our lifetime, even in our lifetime, but just in the last century, there's a bunch of animals that have gone extinct. And then who's to say that in 200 years from now, if we still exist as humans, who's to say that those animals aren't going to be considered, mythological, or who's to say that they won't be considered cryptids at some point in time? Because like somebody, they'll see like one, I think there's this one animal that they thought was extinct, and then somebody swears that they've seen it. There's a dude that was on Rogan, and he was talking about these animals. Like, he doesn't believe in like Bigfoot. He doesn't believe in these cryptids, but he's out there trying to find them because he keeps hearing the stories. So he's out there trying to find scientific proof of these animals. It was pretty interesting. I'll figure out what it is. I'll let you know what it was. I'll do that off the mic or whatever. But yeah, but
fucking sky serpents, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, there's some crazy ass things, man. But
that's just a dragon, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know, right? And those are real, or they were real. Go back to dinosaurs are fake. Dinosaurs are fake. Dragons are real. So,
go back into the future when we convince our fucking buddy to record with us. But
yeah,
that way he could tell you about what this fucking dragon might be. It might be the son of the one that's in China. But damn, dude, some of these pictures look fucking crazy though. Even if it's like solar flares or some shit, like how the fuck do you get that?
Yeah, right.
Because the sun's not even there. That's why I'm like saying, like, whatever you could explain it as, dude. Don't tell me, because those look nuts. It's just like light twisting around in the clouds. Like, fuck, dude. It's cool looking and it's crazy looking, but what the fuck could it be? But yeah. Did you want to go over a few of these other ones? Like,
yeah, let's go ahead and we could talk about some of them. I'm just gonna go. I'm here on Wikipedia.
Well, I have one right here. Spring Hill Jack.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Spring Hill Jack. I actually know about this guy. He is not. I wouldn't consider him a cryptid.
Well, if it's a real person, but he was on this thing, it is a cryptid in English folklore.
Yeah, why don't you read about it?
Wait, like right now?
Mm-hmm.
Because history. First accounts of Spring Hill Jack were made in London, 1837. The last reported sighting is said most of the secondary literature to have been made in Liverpool in 1904. So that's a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
So even if it was, holy shit, it's supposed to be a demon. The first report of Jack was from a businessman returning home late from one night from work, who told of being suddenly shocked as a mysterious figure jumped with ease over the high railings of a cemetery, landing right in his path. No attack was reported, but the submitted description was disturbing. A muscular man with devilish features, including large and pointed ears and a nose and protruding glowing eyes.
So, okay, so his features are more man-like, and from some of the stories about him, he was a man but just kind of a distorted human, right? So like, you know, he had like some weird facial features. I actually heard about Spring Hill Jack from the Lore podcast. Lore. It's a real popular podcast, at least it was a few years back. And he talks about, and they're great episodes. They're about 15 minutes long, 15 to 20 minutes. And he takes like some folklore, like vampires, werewolves, things like that. And then he kind of gives you, it's so interesting. He tells you a story, and then he gives you a reason why they are ridiculous stories, right? Like the reason why people were coming back from the dead, basically. Like, you know, somebody would be buried and then they would come out, and or they would have like a look of shock or whatever on their face. I don't know. Anyways, it was because they weren't dead when they were buried, that kind of thing. So he gives you like this logical reason as to why the story is the folklore is ridiculous. But then at the end of each episode, he'll give you a reason why maybe there's some truth behind the folklore. So they're really great episodes. And if anybody likes folklore or stories about people like Spring Hill Jack, then you should definitely check out that podcast. If you haven't heard about it, I'm surprised, because it was a very popular podcast, and I think it still is to an extent. But yeah, Spring Hill Jack, to me, I wouldn't consider him a cryptid. I would just consider him, you know, some sort of folklore. But if you're going to consider him cryptid,
there's apparently been sightings as recent as February 2012.
Yeah, but
saying that they saw a dark figure run across the street and climb up a roadside bank in seconds.
Yeah,
and then in America in 1892, and something said at exactly one of these ones says at exactly 11:55 p.m. every night a specter appears. Yada yada yada. But that's a ghost.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense. So the other ones though.
Yeah, but see,
the only thing I could think of is if this dude was able to have kids or like something.
As if there's a lifespan on those things.
Huh?
As if there's a lifespan on Spring Hill Jack. What if he's?
Well, I mean, if he's just a regular person, you know,
no,
you just gotta be attacking people to fuck, and then one of them has his kid because you know. Not everyone was jumping off buildings back then. This one was.
Who is fucking him?
That's what I'm saying. He's attacking people for assault. Bro.
So he's a rapist, is what you're trying to say. Or maybe he got some chick drunk. No, that's the
rapper.
rape.
A rapper. Rapper.
A rapper. Yeah. Dude. No, but if you're gonna say that Spring Hill Jack is a cryptid, then you gotta say that Slender Man is a cryptid, even though he's a made up fucking story. You gotta say,
yeah, because because that's not like. When have we had actual sightings? The only actual sightings, like quote unquote, have been for murders. So it's just like you can't really,
they were fucked
even
up
use that in a way because they're mental and they're using that just as an excuse.
Yeah.
To get away with something more unlikely because what they did was fucked.
But then also you could say
it's the only thing that I've ever seen about Slenderman being outside of the video games or story of the lore or whatnot.
But then you could also say that skinwalkers are also cryptids, but they're not. They're humans that can shapeshift. So that's like a whole different genre, man. That's like a whole different like area.
But I thought skinwalkers are supposed to be the lizards that could shapeshift. So
no,
did that make them?
No, the traditional story of a skinwalker is they are able to take. It's like a human. Either that they're cursed. I can't remember if they're cursed or if like they're just like They're kind of like I don't know, somebody who's like a medicine man or a shaman or something like that. That's kind of like gone over the dark side, kind of a thing. If my memory serves me correct, but typically what they do is they can shapeshift into like a dog or a wolf. It's very similar to like werewolves, but they can also do. I think that another animal that they can shapeshift into is like some sort of a like a snake, or and then sometimes I think to into like birds, but it's always animals. So they can shapeshift into animals. So are you gonna say like these are humans that are able to shapeshift into these animals? Is that a cryptid? I don't think that's a cryptid. You know, just like I wouldn't say that a werewolf is a cryptid. I think it has to be like that, because then you could also say a leprechaun. Like a leprechaun is a cryptid, but I wouldn't say a leprechaun's a cryptid. I'd say it's a really short dude with a bunch of money. That's what I say.
Short Jew, if you would.
Oh my god, dude! Bad timing, dude. Bad time.
Not even. Not like anyone that would listen to us would give a shit about that anyway.
This is very true. This is very true, because I sure as fuck don't.
And, well, I mean, the side that voices their opinion the most in America doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Going for the fucking bombings. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, that's another topic.
Nobody that listens
Mermaids.
to nobody that listens to our podcast would give a fuck, and nobody that like gives a fuck would even want to listen to our podcast. So we're good, dude. I think we're good. Yeah.
Talk all the racist shit that we want.
Well,
but not that. But I mean, we could.
I mean, I guess
we're gonna talk about mermaids and cryptids and shit.
Yeah, would you say a mermaid is a cryptid?
This next one would have been a bad timing as well, so I'm gonna go back to mermaids. Let's go talk about mermaids. Would you say?
Would you say a mermaid is a cryptid?
It's on here.
I know, just because it's on there. I mean, like I don't know.
Hey man,
I guess
people have seen them. People have seen them, and then besides that, go back to Mermaids Are from Mars episode. What is that? No, Aliens Ain't My Babies. Bro.
Aliens Ain't
Mermaids
My Baby.
Are from Mars.
Yeah. No, you said that they were from Pluto.
Oh. Yeah, Pluto.
Yeah, but
with dolphins.
I guess if you've got like a half human, because I mean, some of these cryptids that they have on this list on the Wikipedia, like some like the Loveland frog.
I'm not on Wikipedia, but yeah, Loveland frog.
Yeah,
that'd be like someone found a big enough frog to fuck and then had a baby. You know,
it's a humanoid frog, and this is Loveland, Ohio. Art, if you're listening, dude, you gotta tell me if you know anything about this Loveland frog. He's also goes by the Loveland lizard. He also goes by.
That's what Art goes by?
No.
Oh.
I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know him that well. He could tell us if he does.
Coin it, Art.
What?
Coin it. Go for it, Art.
Yeah, go for it.
Make that your nickname.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got the Loveland Frogman, or Frogman.
Loveland Anaconda.
Yeah. Don't want none unless you got buns, hun. Yeah, so I mean, you know, that frog is a giant fucking frog, and it looks like half the size of a man. So, I mean, the picture that they have on there is so fucking hilarious. But yeah, so I mean, I guess if you want to end up saying like that these, because a lot of these, like even like the chupacabra, right? It usually is human like when in some of the descriptions. So yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. But
even like because there's the Owlman and then Mothman.
Yeah.
Do you think they aren't the same thing? Or I mean, they're probably.
I think they're the same thing. I think that
Exactly.
because there's certain,
That's what I was getting at. My bad.
yeah,
But
because
so like
there's
this one, it lives in Cornwall, England, and then for the Owlman,
the owl
and
man.
then yeah, and then the Mothman was in West Virginia. But I mean, like migration shit. If they like end up
You say,
spawning like more or whatever,
you saying
like we
Mothman migrates.
yeah, gotta go west for the summer.
Sure, yeah, yeah,
Change it up. You can't follow these stupid ass birds.
yeah. I know. I'm
Birds be
seeing a.
pissing on shitting on his cars too.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing a bunch here. There's one, and this one goes back to when I was talking about um like endangered species or extinct species. The Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah.
So, and the guy that was doing that show it's on. I can't remember. I think it's on the Animal Network or whatever. Um, but the guy that was on Joe Rogan, and he went out. He was looking for the Tasmanian tiger, and I think that like there's some this that animal has been extinct. I think the 40s was when it went when the last documented uh the last documented one was that died, and it so it had been extinct since the 40s, and then some people are saying that they see it. So who's to say that some of these things that we've seen, because even you look at like the giant squid was something that was talked about a lot, and there was like all sorts of myth and these stories about them, and everybody said it doesn't fucking exist, and then they come to find out that they exist. The giant squid exists, and it's like a scary fucking thing.
Well,
So
and then that's what I mean. Because on the things that are real, dude. Have you seen any of the pictures of the insects and creatures that people are finding right now?
yeah, they're
I
scary
saw
too, man.
I saw a video of a fucking scorpion with wings, dude.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, bro.
What?
I don't know if it's fucking CGI'd or some shit,
Mm,
but if this shit's fucking real, I'm done. I'm not going outside anymore. I don't need to make me fucking famous with this podcast shit because I'm done with it. I'm not going out there. This is bullshit. Spiders are fucking enough. And the other day, I actually saw a spider, and it had claws on it like a fucking scorpion too. And I couldn't. I just fucking. Dude, I just punched it. I wasn't trying to guess if it was a scorpion because those being smaller are fucking worse.
yeah.
But it was a tiny. I didn't see a tail, but it had 8 legs. But then I got close to like squish it, and 'cause I had a fucking little towel or whatnot. I didn't really punch it,
Mm-hmm.
but I got close, and when I got closer, I saw that it had fucking like 2 arms. I'm not even fucking kidding, like a scorpion. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I just fucking popped at it before it could even jump at me. And yeah, dude, it was the weirdest fucking thing. But besides that, yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of other pictures. I'm like, are these like cryptids now, like for sure, and like they're gonna grow into some huge fucking monsters if we don't take care of them, or is the world releasing like a new patch of
Like all these like
insects to fucking get rid of us too? Like,
yeah,
'cause
right.
you gotta know some of them, especially if they're finding like a scorpion with wings, like because it was literally, um, dude, it looked like a fucking Pokemon. Like half of them looked like Pokemon. It was about like Beedrill, but like with a scorpion tail instead of like a bee stinger,
Do
but
you
with
think?
wing. Dude, it was the fucking crazy. Because you know what Beedrill is from Pokemon, right?
No, I don't.
It was just a fucking big ass wasp,
Oh,
but
okay.
with like two stingers for arms, so it could like fucking punch you or whatever, and then a regular stinger on its ass, and it's going at you too with that. But imagine like that, but just the wings, and then instead of the stinger, it was a scorpion tail, and that's what the fucking video that I saw was.
Okay.
So there was that and a bunch of other ones. And I tried to get them out of my head. So that's why I don't know. But that one stuck with me because, especially like I said, I saw that other one that was the spider with claws. And it's like, what the fuck is this world coming to? It's fighting back, man. And I'm getting mad.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Do you think that it is possible that some of these like creatures or that like from the past and especially like now, right? Okay, so you're saying that there's scorpions with wings. How many of these creatures now are made by scientists? Like, do you think that there's a bunch of like is science like fucking around and are they trying to do shit like that guy that doctor?
Probably, dude. I'm almost half convinced sometimes that COVID was actually like them being like, all right, well, the apocalypse is happening. Everyone that wasn't raptured needs to put on a mask and just stay inside for a little bit. But instead, they were like, hey, no, COVID, stay inside. But and then now we're dealing with the aftermath of shit being released, like fucking demon spawn scorpion flies and spider scorpion motherfuckers.
I mean, according to the
know,
Bible, there's and if Revelation is meant to be believed 100%, then yeah, there's gonna be some crazy fucking like things happening. But I don't think that's happening. But I do think that it could be possible.
I said half believing.
Yeah,
half believe.
But you know, dude, scientists are always trying to do shit just because they want to try it.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're trying to mix, like, I mean, fuck, dude.
Jurassic Park.
They were making.
I know it's a movie, but
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
We kind of talk about a bit that they try to tell us what they're doing through movies.
Yeah.
And if you don't think they're trying to clone dinosaurs, I don't know what to say.
Just because they can.
Like you are no, not even dinosaurs, but fucking anything, especially from the past.
Yeah, it's not even a matter of
or slicing shit and cloning it and just combining fucking random ass shit.
But it's like,
who knows if that like a flying scorpion was just made in a lab and then got out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like that'd be crazy shit still.
But it's not even a matter of should they. It's just can they. And if they can, then they're gonna do it. Never thinking about whether they should.
When we're gonna find out they are. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's this one episode of South Park. It's like from the first season. And it's where they had this idea for he said, man, I like this he had a pet elephant and he couldn't take it anywhere because the elephant was too fucking big. He said, man, I wish that this elephant was small. So the whole episode they're trying to get this elephant to fuck a pig so they could have instead of potbelly pigs, they have potbelly elephants. So the little tiny elephants. And then so the whole time Chef is like singing the song, a pig and elephant DNA just won't splice, you know. So, and then in that show too, like he's trying to take the elephant and the pig to this one doctor that's doing like genetic like he's manipulating DNA and shit, and he's like, yes, here's a monkey with 6 asses. Like that's the whole thing that he does. He just makes here's a dog with 3 asses. So all the animals just have a bunch of asses. That's all he does. And but then he ends up,
you're good at something, yeah.
Yeah, stick with it. But he ends up making a clone of Stan. And
like more asses?
Yeah, no more asses. Just a clone of Stan, and it's just is a part where he's like
wait, is Stan the boys or that's his dad, right?
He's one of the boys, and
oh shit, never mind. Go ahead.
Stan, he's just this big. He's got this massive head, and he's like going around kind of like Godzilla, and then he's like, no, don't do that, and then he's like, what, me bad, Stan, but you can pop, and like I'll just do that all the time. Like sometimes just at random, nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been watching South Park forever, but yeah, man, like Dude, they could totally be making some of these crazy fucking animals. If they like, okay, take my dogs for example. We have pugs. Pugs nowadays look nothing like what they did originally. They had longer snouts. Now they've got like no fucking face. Their eyeballs are about to pop out of their head at any moment. And they've bred them to be that way, right? So before even the DNA stuff, they've been creating these fucking crazy creatures. So I think it's totally possible that they could be making some like okay, let's say Mothman for example, right? So Mothman could be a one-off, and he is just a fucked up genetic experiment from like the 40s or whenever, you know.
Yeah.
So some of these things, could be a fucked up experiment. I mean, that's what I think. That's what I think. I think they could just be fucked up experiments, and then you get flying scorpions.
Hey man, Mothman fucks a scorpion. Is that what you're getting at?
Dude, yeah, man. A sexy scorpion. Yeah, but
he's over there talking to him. Fuck that scorpion. Watch out.
But
watch
you
this,
said
watch this.
But you said something real quick. You said something that like you were saying the Owlman, the Mothman, and it just made me think too.
Owlman, Mothman, and a Mormon walk into a bar.
Oh my God. Mormon. Jeez. Yeah. Anyways,
sorry, go on.
yeah, no, but so you're like, you were saying like they're different species, right? Or no, not different species, but like different, like they're the same thing, just like identified differently. But
yeah,
you know, like I'm looking like, let's look at Bigfoot. You know, think of Bigfoot. You got Bigfoot. You've got the skunk ape. You've got a yeti. You've got Yowie, which is a large and hairy human-like entity, and that's in Australia. Yeti is in the Himalayas in Asia. You got a Yirin, which is China, and that's a wild man, right? You got skunk ape, which is in Florida, which is, you know, a human-like ape man. Let's see here. You've got a couple other ones. I can't even pronounce their names, but like you've got all these different versions of Bigfoot throughout the world. And to me, I feel like that adds validity to the idea that this is an actual thing. Because like I'm looking here at the flying ones. You've got Jersey Devil, you've got Mothman, you've got Rod, which is like a flying, like it's just a flying rod basically. But then you also got a Thunderbird, which is a giant bird. Okay, so but if you look at the Thunderbird, you look at Mothman, you look at the Jersey Devil, all of these are large winged creatures with, you know, with huge wingspans. So who's to say that these aren't actual, like, you know, these could definitely be like real creatures, but there's such a small number of them that you're not going to see like a lot of evidence of them. You know, maybe they have a very long lifespan. I mean, a tortoise can live to be over 100 years old. Sea turtles, the same thing. So who's to say that a Bigfoot can't live to be 200 years old? And there's actually only like 15, right? But across the world and all the other places, there's, you know, maybe 1,000 complete, you know, like total. There's 1,000 total of the Bigfoot, big humanoid, hairy creatures. And they just all like to live in the they're like hermits, man. They just like to live in their own little caves, or, you know, and whatever, man. Dude, I think that there's more truth to a lot of these cryptids than what science would like you to believe.
It I mean, it's kind of an evolution thing, and just in my thought,
Do you think it's
because
like
it's like
evolutionary?
uh, almost if we're gonna say that they're just big fucking birds or something like because at one point the birds came from something bigger, right? Like if we go on to like
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs, are real and the chickens come from dinosaurs. You
Yeah.
know, like a bigger bird would eventually come from that same line and then die off. Maybe that's why we don't see them anymore. But it would make some sense as to that we're seeing like the last line of those creatures because the humans that actually like kind of took care of them, killed them off, didn't get all of them, and then they came into civilizations where they were seen and realized, oh shit, we can't be there. There's too many people. Like we're either gonna die or they were killed. So if we don't see them now, maybe they're at peace in their own civilizations altogether. That'd be cool. Maybe that's where some parts of Hollow Earth they're hiding Owlman and Mothman. You know?
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Me, like with evolution, I'm not really a full supporter of evolution.
I'm not either. I'm just saying like that would be a part of it too, as to
Yeah.
maybe that's just what they are. They just big birds that they're the last their line of that evolution because of humans. So maybe they're just extinct animals.
Yeah.
And that's why they're just huge and scary to us because they evolved from bigger creatures.
Yeah. This,
But now they're not around because we killed them off.
For me, I think that when you go with something like, okay, so if you've got a bird, like there's different birds, right? So a penguin is a fucking bird that can't fly. So is a chicken. I mean, chickens can kind of fly, but not really. But
They could take off.
a chicken and a vulture are two birds, right? They're birds, but they're so fucking different. So different. And a vulture is massive. Like the wingspan on a vulture is like huge.
Yeah.
So, or
26 feet.
a condor, since we've got condors here, and they play hockey. But the condor has a massive wingspan. So I do think that some animals can be, they could be mutated, or they could have something wrong with it. And then
Mothman's from Chernobyl.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay. There's like government facilities out there, and that's the reason why some people think that he had something to do with like, because they were like creating like TNT or something like that out there where Mothman was like, where he was seen. So some people think that he was like part of some kind of, that's the reason why or whatever.
Accidental experiment or some shit.
Yeah, it could have been an experiment, or he was exposed to some shit. But as I was saying, like there could be some animals that have some sort of mutation or whatever, and then given like the right lighting, or given the angle that it's seen, or whatever, people can, because eyewitness accounts are not very reliable, right? So it could very easily be misunderstood what the animal is. So that's like one thing that you could think about when people talk about cryptids, is just not seeing what it really is, or misunderstanding what is being shown to them, right? Another thing too, though, is going back to how different the chicken and a vulture or a condor is. All of these animals are so different. And I mean, these same species of animal are so different from each other. So who's to say that, and you were talking about evolution, but what if it's not evolution? There's just thousands of variations of the same species, you know? Like, who's to say that uh, Bigfoot and the Yeti they're both the same species, they're just a variation, right? They could very well be a variation of humans, or they could very well be a variation of apes. But given their, given their, I don't know, their the way that they're brought up or raised, or I don't know, their environment, or just their nature, what they choose to do, like their behavior, it just causes them to be secluded, you know. Um, I think that that's perfectly possible. It's perfectly possible for there to be some sort of, humanoid thing. Because like if you look at a vulture, like let's just imagine a vulture with slightly longer legs, and then it would seem more human like if its legs were just a little bit longer. Or the same thing with a condor, you know. If these animals lived in such a small population and there were just like very few of them, but they were just variations of these other animals, then it's totally possible that these creatures actually exist. But with like Mothman, to me personally, I think Mothman, like, that is just misidentification of an animal, um, like an animal that's kind of out of place. So the same thing goes with what's that one fucking the giant bird that I was talking about before?
Thunderbird or
The what? Which one?
Phoenix?
Yeah, not the phoenix. Well, the phoenix I think could definitely be misunderstood as a big bird, not the one from Sesame Street, but a large bird. Um, just given like the lighting, right? Like
Yeah.
you can make it look like it's on fire, or its wings or its feathers could have been very like bright, like bright orange, whatever. But the thunderbird is a huge giant bird, and that could easily have just been a big bird that that somebody misidentified. You know, they thought it looked bigger to them than what it really was. I mean, dude, it could have been a couple of people like farsighted. And that's the other thing too, dude. Like, they didn't have fucking glasses back then. So how many of these eyewitness accounts are you gonna be able to believe? Like, you wear glasses. So how many, like, if you have your glasses off, how reliable do you think you are as an eyewitness?
I mean, yeah, no, not at all.
Exactly. And all these old stories about these things, like, very easily could have been just a regular animal. That's why I really like the whole idea of cryptids. To me, I feel like now, like, the stories that you hear now are more reliable. That's why really, when it comes to cryptids, I'm more on board with Bigfoot than I am with anything else. Even Mothman, I think that that's a misidentified thing. The Jersey Devil, I know some people have claimed to see that, but like, I'm on board with Bigfoot. I don't know if I'm on board with all the other ones. And then Loch Ness Monster, I mean, we've already decided that that's a whale dick. So, but then yeah,
but I mean, maybe there's multiple different
whale dicks.
whale dicks out there.
Yeah. Well, there's other like lake monsters. Have you ever heard of what the hell was its name? Champ. That goes by Champy. Is at Lake Champlain here in America. So he's a lake monster. And then what's another one that I've heard of? Ogopogo. And that one's
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that one's in Canada. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them. Why do they have Ogopogo twice? It's weird. Anyways, so yeah, you got Ogopogo. Yeah. So there's, but again, like I was saying, dude, like these sea creatures, they could have been just. Maybe it's just a small amount of sea creatures, dude. They actually do exist. I'm not saying that they don't, man. I think that. I mean, I don't know. I think that it is totally possible that these cryptids could be real. I mean, I want them to be, dude. I want them to be so bad. Like, how fucking rad would that be if, like, you're driving down the street and then you see a fucking chupacabra? Like,
I mean, not that. I thought you were gonna say the Pongo or whatnot. Because I've seen videos of them as like humanoid turtles looking things.
You mean Ninja Turtles?
If it's no, not Ninja Turtles, motherfucker. No, the one that you were talking about.
What, Ogopogo?
Because that's why I think there's two on yours, because I think there's two versions.
Oh, okay.
There's one where it's like, yeah, because that's like a sea monster looking thing, and then there's another one where it's just like a turtle, but a more of a humanoid. Unless I'm getting it mixed up, and it might be something like that word, because I've heard of it before, but not as a sea monster. It's supposed to bring like good luck, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, there's
not this one.
Yeah, I mean, so like, let's see. You got a megalodon, right? Like that's a huh? Yeah, so it's a giant shark. And to me, I feel like, okay, like that's on the list here of cryptids. Dude, that's totally possible, right? Sharks are fucking big. And then a shark from long time ago, dude, that could that could totally be real. Totally be real. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times when people don't believe that these creatures could be out there or have been out there at some point in time, that's so fucking close-minded. And it's, I don't know, man. I feel like if you don't believe that some of these things existed or do exist now, what a sad life you must lead. You know, like, I don't know, man. It's like, that's like telling like a little girl, like, don't believe in fucking unicorns, man. Like that,
or the Santa Claus, like,
yeah,
is Santa Claus a cryptid? Because people see him, right?
Shit,
he's always at the mall.
Fuck that. He's supposed to be an elf, I think. I don't know, dude. I can't wait for Christmas because I definitely want to do an episode on the history of Santa Claus.
All right,
so we definitely got to do that because I like this idea of themes for, like, you know, whatever, but definitely want to do.
Whoa, have you heard of Bat Squatch?
Bat Squatch?
Yeah.
No. What the fuck
flying
is that?
Cryptid that was allegedly seen near Mount St. Helens in 1980s. It resembles a flying primate. But then again, this could still be Mothman.
Yeah, man, I think that's more like an artist rendering. Jesus, they got the worst, terrible artist to do that.
Devil monkeys.
Yeah,
that's just a monkey.
I mean, a bat squatch is basically it's a Bigfoot with wings, is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
I mean, big ass bird yet again, you know.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
bat.
I totally forgot. There is. I'm gonna bring this up. Hold up. So they have.
I mean, we all know Hillary Clinton.
With who? What?
I said goblins, but I mean, we all know Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Not personally, but we've seen the face.
They have a board game, and they also have card games that are like all cryptid stuff. Like, yeah,
they also have the Illuminati board game that's supposedly has called out, like,
it's a card game.
A recent event.
Yeah, it was a card game, and yeah, there was like it did like 9/11 and shit like that. But I don't want to.
No, like even like more recent.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
it also came out like in the 80s or something.
Yeah,
right?
it's a little weird. Yeah, a little weird. But that's
Yeah.
that's a very different episode. We don't want to get into that, but I do think we should probably wrap this up. So, but like, I don't know, man. What do you think, dude? Do you think that some of these cryptids could be real, or do you think that they're just misidentified creatures?
Some here and there, man. Like, as much as I want to say, like maybe Bigfoot and the Loch Ness monster are real, they could just be, whale dicks or big apes like just roaming around on accident.
Yeah,
We'll never know until we actually like come across and get video evidence of Nessie screeching at someone, or maybe they talk. That'd be dope. Like
that'd
they
be
fucking
crazy.
communicate.
Yeah,
They're old enough to be like communicating telepathically or some shit. Nah, that'd be too much.
yeah,
But no, that'd be interesting if like they ended up being, real, and like, because halfway through, because you mentioned that, Yetis are here, and then uh Sasquatch or Bigfoot, and then another one, and then skunk ape, and I was like, shit, dude, what if they're like the more humanoid ones, the ones that are considered to be like missing links between man and ape? What if they're like the protectors of nature, and that's why like they're just like roaming around, and it's always like
yeah.
fuzzy because they're really just like fucking dipping out and being like quick.
Well, I mean,
But at the same time, like they think the humans that they're close by are trying to do something, so that's why they're out.
yeah,
But then it turns out they're just filming or just on a hike, so they like back away.
yeah. Well, some people think that Bigfoot and all of its cousins or brothers or whatever you want to call them are actually like interdimensional beings, so they can actually like dip out at any time. They're able to
Yeah.
like go through like portals and shit. So it is something that is a theory that some people have, that they can actually do that. Um, as far as like cryptids go that you've seen and you've heard about, like which one do you think is most possible, and then which one do you want to be possible? Like which one do you want to be real?
I mean, like most possible to me, like would probably be like the Bigfoots and Yetis and all that.
Yeah,
Maybe not Sasquatch, but um, some of those, just because it's like we said, like I said, it's like they're considered the missing links or whatever.
yeah,
Like I feel like those would be maybe a little more real.
yeah. I
But
definitely think that
out of
those are
like
probably the most possible.
yeah, out of like the random ones, I would say like, oh, like, 'cause like the lizard men or like the goblins, they could be like the same thing too, but
Yeah,
just seen in different lights. So I feel like it'd be cool if those turn out to be true, because like I was jokingly saying with Clinton, but like it would turn out like most of them are probably like all of the politicians, not even just left, but
well,
probably like left and
that's
right.
going that's going down a David Icke path, saying that
I
these
know
politicians,
that's what I'm
are these
saying.
lizard
Saying
people.
at the end, man.
Yeah,
Saying at the end, fuck it.
yeah. But I think most plausible, most likely real would be Bigfoot and those type of creatures. But another one too, though, I actually do think it would be very possible if there was some sort of uh, Loch Ness type creature. I
I
don't
was
necessarily.
right now because I just got into the Kraken page, but like the big creatures like Kraken and Megalodon, yeah,
Yeah,
those probably for sure too.
like, dude, anything in the ocean, yeah, man, most
Fair
definitely could
fucking game.
exist. Most definitely could exist because the ocean is so massive, so much of it's been undiscovered. And then the uh if if Antarctica is melting and all the ice caps are melting like they've been saying it is, then who's to say that there isn't some kind of creature that's been, hidden away,
Yeah,
underneath. But I'll say this. I think the things that are more scary than some sea creature or some Bigfoot, I think something that would be more scary that ends up becoming real would be some sort of like fucking bug. Like you were talking about those flying scorpions, dude, some bug that ends up becoming poisonous that can fucking kill you. Like if it, you know, goes from being a myth to being real, that would be scary as fuck. Which animal
Yeah,
do which
piss me
one?
off.
Yeah. Which one I wish was like real? I would love to see a chupacabra, but I don't know if I really would because I would be afraid that he would like go after my dogs. Um, one that I, one that I would actually like to see, which is one that I never even knew existed. I want to see that fucking frog in Ohio because the picture that they had, I'm like, that's some weird shit. That's some weird shit. So the frog man in Ohio, that's what I want to see.
Going frog hunting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's that I think to me is, I mean, it would scare the shit out of me. Don't get me wrong. If I saw a frog the size of a human, it would scare the shit out of me. And what is a frog that size gonna be eating? If frogs eat flies, how many flies does that frog need? And maybe they're not eating flies. Maybe they're eating humans. Or maybe they're eating goats. I don't know, dude. That's just, and in Ohio, what is there in Ohio, man? I have no idea. That's why,
They're eating on people's hopes and dreams and shit.
fuck, dude. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I don't know much about Ohio. Art, if you're listening, dude, you gotta like educate us, man. You need to call in. Call in, man. Just call in. Call in and
You ever seen the Loveland Frogman
yeah.
art? Let us know.
Yeah, dude. Like call in
This is
and
a
let us
call
know.
out.
You're out all the time. You're out and about, man. Or this is what I really want from everybody that's listening. Please, if you have a story about any of the things that we've talked about recently, if you've got a ghost story, if you got a story about a cryptid or some weird animal that you saw, if you've got a story about a witch or a warlock or magic, something that you cannot explain,
Or a wardrobe.
a lion, a witch, or a wardrobe, any one of those things, uh, then you should call us or leave us a text so that we can go ahead and read it on the air. Um, what was the first one that we did? I don't even remember now.
Episode?
Yeah, I can't even remember. My mind is
Uh,
fried, dude.
Ghosts or zombies?
Zombies. Yeah, okay. Don't tell us about zombies. We know that they're not real. But if you have some kind of experience with a zombie or somebody who is zombie like call us, man. Like 661-379-0020. Let us know. We want to hear your stories. We want to hear some cool things. Just like how the burrito shared his story. Even though I think somebody was fucking with you, dude. Especially since you were over at your cousin's house, like they totally could have been fucking with you. But just share the stories. Art, if you have some story about some giant fucking frog, or if you've heard a story from somebody else, I want to hear it. I love hearing stories about crazy shit. One time I interviewed some dude that told me about this experience he had at a closed down tuberculosis hospital. And he talked about this with such detail. It was fantastic. I think he was lying out of his ass. None of it was true. But dude, it was such a great story. So if you have a story that you heard from somebody else or something of your that like happened to you personally, call us 661-379-0020 and we will play it. Like, for sure we will play it. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But anyways, I think I'm about done, dude. Are you done?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What?
I was just letting you get out or shout out the phone. Making sure everyone hits us up and tells us their stories and shit.
Yeah, because that'd be fun, man. And if we got enough of them, we could do a whole fucking episode where it's nothing but like people calling. God, I would love that, dude. Just random shit, like people calling. Like if you want to just like call in and be like baba booey, you know, whatever. I don't give a fuck, man. That'd be cool. Just it would be cool. Like it would be cool to have a whole episode where we just do that shit. Like I would like that. But so far it's just the burrito and Rowan. So
We'll do it live on my stream too. Fuck it.
What, you want to do it live sometime?
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Live episode.
Hell yeah, it'd be good. I like that.
I know we were talking about doing on location episodes soon too.
Yeah, I want to take it and do something like that. I thought about going and to like an old folks home and trying to talk to people and just to see what kind of weird fucking stories they might have. So
that could be some YouTube segments though. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's wrap it up. We'll have the theme music going and
okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, sure, no problem, man. Got those horns playing right now, dude.
Dude, do you think we could do like a cryptid con and we could capture some of these motherfuckers?
I don't know, dude.
That'd be cool. We could trick them.
They should have
like them think we're getting autographs and shit and paying them and capture them.
Cryptid crypto.
Yeah, but I'm sure some people are.
Dude, something blew my fucking mind. I saw it on a reel on Instagram. The second tortilla on a street taco. You know what that's for? Fucking blew my mind. Blew my mind.
The mess?
Huh?
The mess?
Yes, the mess. So you leave it out, and then so all the shit that it's like instead of getting 3 street tacos for $12 fucking, you're getting 6. I mean, technically you're still getting the same amount of food, but it's like you're getting 6. One of the things we could talk about though in the taco reviews would be will this give me diarrhea? So
we eat it and we're like, well, I'll give you my final review in a little bit.
Yeah,
and then it's just the video of the door where we're just like,
yeah,
6.
It burns coming out my asshole. Hey, you know what though? Like I think what would we call it? What the fuck would we call it?
Yeah.
One bite pizza reviews. One bite taco time. I don't know. One bite. Oh,
bite taco.
Uno bito.
Taco time. Jesus Christ. No, taco time reviews.
I don't know, dude. How do you say bite in Spanish?
That's my girlfriend.
Yeah. Some Mexican you are.
Hey, I know.
I don't know it. Fuck it.